Hi everyone, my name is Kathleen. I'm here on behalf of the Berks County Bicycle Club. We're a non-profit organization to promote cycling in beautiful Berks County. One of the good things that has come out of COVID is a return to folks enjoying the great outdoors and outdoor activities, of course, including cycling. Hopefully you had a bicycle in the garage or bicycles for your family in the garage, and all you needed to do was dust them off and put some air in the tires and lube the chains, and we're ready to go. If you wanted to purchase a bicycle this year, you were out of luck. They are in such short supply. Bicycling hasn't really seen a boom like this in a long time. But it is awesome to see people getting outside and enjoying all the beautiful scenery and the secondary roads and the recreational trails Berks County has to offer. I think that I'm going to talk first about bicycle safety and courtesy on trails. Most bicycling accidents happen on bicycle trails. Probably because there are more bicyclists there. And there's also pedestrians and young children who are a little wobbly on their bicycles. And people tend to let their guard down when they're on a trail. They're just relaxing and enjoying the scenery and puttering along, not necessarily being fully aware of everybody else around them doing the same thing. So the number one piece of equipment everybody has to have is this. This is a bicycle helmet. You must wear a bicycle helmet. Doesn't matter where you are cycling. You must have one. It is a law for children under 12 to wear a bicycle helmet. And I know people feel safe on a trail, but you really need to have one. A bicycle helmet can save your life. It saved mine. Even on a trail, if you hit rocks or loose gravel or a tree branch or a squirrel runs out in front of you, it doesn't take all that much, especially if you're not a real experienced cyclist, to fall and hit your head. So everybody's got to have a helmet. I'm probably going to mention this 2 or 3 times. It's very important. And something else you might want to consider, and I have on my helmet, is you will get helmet head hair, that's just the way it is a mirror. This is a little rear view mirror, and you can hear and see other people coming up behind you. It is really important to not wear headphones because you do need to hear other people on the trail. And that's going to be, it's really critical. Everybody has to pay attention to what's going on, especially if you have little kids with you who are wobbling around. They're hopefully have to be wearing their helmet, but they may not be paying a huge amount of attention to everybody else on the trail. It is also very courteous and considered something that everyone should do, and that is announce your intentions when you are on a trail, and you will likely come up on a group of other cyclists or a group of folks walking. The phrase is passing on your left. And it's very much like driving your car. You do not pass on the right. People straight through traffic stays to the right, passing traffic stays to the left. That's also true on a road cycling, but it is also just as important on a trail. So definitely passing on your left. Some people will also consider investing in a little bell. I think kids like those. They make really cute ones you can put on your kid's bike, and they can ding their bell, and you can say passing on your left, so that people move over and they know you're coming. Another reason, that's also an important reason to not be wearing headphones. People need to hear you. You need to hear people trying to communicate with you on their intentions of what they're doing. You know, we have a lot of great trails in this area, and I think for people just getting into cycling or people who aren't real experienced in cycling, trails are a great place to go. I feel like I wanted to talk about that first because I feel like most people are heading to trails as kind of an introduction to cycling. We have many great trails around here. We have the Toon Trail, we have the Schuylkill River Trail, we have Grings Mill and the Red Bridge Park. All of that is very nice for cycling. There is also a great website, Rails to Trails, and you can, let me see if I have that specifically here. Oh, railstotrails.org, that's easy. But there it lists top 10 trails in Pennsylvania. Some of them are further to the west, but some of the eastern trails are the Pine Creek Trail. That's up around Wellsboro and the PA Grand Canyon. That is a lovely, lovely trail, very well kept and just beautiful area in the fall. There's also the Heritage Trail that is around York. I believe you can go south on that. You can actually you can cross the Mason-Dixon line on that trail. There's some towns they pass through. You can stop for snacks. So there's beautiful trails. Let me see if I wrote down any others that I thought were really good to mention. The Lebanon Valley Trail is awesome, and here our Schuylkill River Trail was rated nationally as I think one of the top 10 trails. I know I voted for it, but that, my gosh, you can hop on that. You can go all around Reading. You can go down to Pottstown. There is a section that you can't go from Pottstown down to the next where you can get on it again. There is a section there where there's not trail, but once you go to Valley Forge, and there is something a little further west, I can't think of the name of the trailhead, but you can get on at Valley Forge and you can go down to you can go all the way to Philly. You can go down to Fairmount Park. You can go to the Art Museum. You can ride around that whole area. So it's an awesome trail system we have here. And I have friends who do nothing but travel and ride rails to trails. They go all over the country, and there's a lot you can enjoy, a lot of really beautiful scenery on your bicycle. Very, inexpensively, really. So I am primarily a road cyclist. I do enjoy trail riding periodically, but I am primarily a road cyclist. I commute to my job every day, and I have a real passion for bicycling as transportation. But just to also share some of my experience and safety gear with you for riding on the road. So the trail riding, you've got to have the helmet. There's possibly some other things on your bicycle you will want to have, sufficient tires to handle gravel, like know the trail you're going to. You might want you don't necessarily want the skinniest of road tires to ride on gravel. Your bicycle, you will want to have it equipped with something to hold a water bottle, and helmet. Everybody has to have that. And some verbal communication skills. I can't tell you how many times I've been on a trail and had somebody just blow past me that I had no idea they were coming. They never said anything. So it's courtesy and it's safety to announce your intentions and know that there's other people around you. So, to the road. Now here's where you may not encounter a lot of other cyclists, but you will encounter traffic. And the Department of Transportation does put out a Pennsylvania, a bicycling driving manual. And you can go to their website and get that. It's called PennDOT.gov. And under traveling, they have a bicycling section. And then on the right-hand side, they have the bicycling manual. You can click on that. It's a PDF. You could download it. You could print it, if you just want to read it, whatever. But essentially, as a cyclist on the road, You must follow traffic laws as if you were driving your car. Again, the helmet is required. You must stay to the right-hand side. You must travel in the same direction as traffic. Sometimes I think people who are beginners think, oh, I'm going to be safer if I'm coming towards traffic on the other side of the road, and that is not what you are to do. You go with the flow of traffic on the right-hand side of the road, as close as you can to the white line. You don't want to have, you don't want to be so far over. If you're on a road that happens to have a large shoulder, you don't want to be so far over that traffic doesn't see you. You're just out of their range of vision. You want to be within 6 inches to the right or the left of the white line on the side of the road. Plus, there's a lot of debris over there. You know, there's potholes, there's gravel, there's trash, there's squirrels, and you know, there's a lot of stuff over there. So you want to keep yourself in the line of vision, unless you are turning. So if you want to make a left, you move to the left-hand side of the lane. I know this is scary and tricky, but this is also why I use a rearview mirror on my helmet, because I can then look without having to turn my head. As I've gotten older, my head doesn't turn quite like it used to, but these are very handy, again, especially on the road. There's all different styles of them. I'll digress for a minute. And this one happens to attach to the visor on my helmet. I enjoy a helmet with a visor. It helps keep the sun off my face. But this, it just screws right on to the visor. I've seen, if you go to a cycling shop, there's all manner of different varieties of them. But it does help me when I need to cross the lane of traffic. You also are obligated to signal. So it's not quite like when you're in your car, when you go left, I'm turning left, or you go, I'm turning right, or I'm stopping. So when you're on a bicycle, you don't, you know, there's no car here. So you can signal right, you can signal left. The stopping signal, I have to say, is not used very often. It's used more in group road riding to let the rest of the group know that you are slowing and they should slow behind you so you don't have a pileup of cyclists. But definitely don't be afraid to signal. Communication is key. If I approach a 4-way stop and traffic is here and traffic is here and traffic is here and everybody's looking because I'm there, you know, is the cyclist going to go first? Am I going to, you know, they don't know what I'm going to do. They're used to cyclists not doing what they're supposed to do, and other drivers as well. So communication is key. You want to make eye contact as a cyclist with drivers that are stopped at an intersection, and you want to signal your intentions so that people know where you're going. They are supposed to, if you're making a left, you're supposed to be allowed to go first as a cyclist, but it doesn't seem that anybody got that memo, so I don't recommend doing it. They are to give you 4 feet when passing. That is a law now, and the left-hand turn law went along with that, but nobody seems aware of that, so don't do it. I just wait for the traffic to clear and turn as if I were driving my car and making a left. So that's some basic road safety. You must stop at all stop signs and you must stop at traffic lights. Now the exception is there are traffic lights that work on a sensor, and they will not pick up the metal content of the bicycle. Especially newer bicycles now are made with all kinds of materials. I have some older bicycles that will trip a light, and I have newer bicycles that won't trip a light. But you must come to a complete stop. You treat it then as a malfunctioning traffic light. So you come to a complete stop, you look, when the way is clear, you may go. A lot of times you can see the metal strips, that the sensors that are built into the pavement, into the road surface, and try to ride over those, and that will sometimes take care of tripping it, but oftentimes it does not. So stop, look. When it's clear, it is legal for you to go. You know, depending on where you are, a lot of times another car will come along and trip the light for you, so you don't really have to worry about it. The other thing also is if you are outside, if you are out riding after dark, between sunset and sunrise, you must have lighting on your bike. I actually think daytime lighting is a good idea as well, and I would encourage people even on a trail to also use daytime lighting. I have a few different lights. This is a rear light. At night, the law is that it be on solid, not flashing like this in a driver's face. During the day, it is less glaring, and they recommend using the flashing beam to make sure people see you and you have their attention. But at night, it's on solid. I have a couple of these. I use this one is my brightest one. It has a little clip, and I hook it to the back of my seat pack, which I'll show you because that's a handy thing to have as well. There's some other styles. Here is another style of one. This one works on just batteries. Does the same thing, essentially, flashes or has a solid beam. I like more than one. I have, this one is rechargeable, but of course rechargeable only lasts so long. Battery is a good backup. So I always make sure that I have more than one. I do also have a headlight. It's obvious, it's a headlight. It's a bright white light. Your lights are to be strong enough to shine 500 feet. So that's the law on that. There's so many different kinds available, so many different price points. It doesn't have to be something that's horribly expensive, but it should be more than a flashlight duct taped to your handlebars. So get the right gear. The other things that I like to use, and I think these are very helpful, I belong to another organization that we do long distance cycling, and those are rides that go well into the nighttime. And it is one of these. It's a safety vest. It's not really much of a fashion statement, but this part here is reflective. When car lights hit it, it's very light. These are the same types of vests you see the workers wearing on the highway, the PennDOT workers or construction workers. You can pick them up anywhere. I like this one. Has an arrow. It's by a company called Arrowwear. Oops. And it points to the left so that when cars are coming up behind you, they see an arrow pointing. And it's a gentle reminder that they are to move left to pass. And again, they're to give us 4 feet here in Pennsylvania. Other states it's more, some other states it's less. Some other states have nothing, but we have 4 feet here, which is a really good distance. It's plenty, but it's a good distance for passing younger riders or children who are not always riding that perfectly straight line. They're a little wonky when they get going. So you definitely, as a motorist, want to give children as much space really as you can. And I'm certainly grateful when I'm riding and a car gives me space. It's no fun to have somebody blow past you with a couple inches to spare. So I'm also a motorist. I drive as well, so I try to be very courteous when I encounter cyclists on the road. I mean, the whole point is to be safe, so everybody has to cooperate. These are also something else I use. This is an ankle band, and it's reflective. Some of these things I'm showing you are required by the Randonneering group, which is the long distance cycling. So when you're out after dark, things like this are very helpful. Your bicycles come with reflectors. So even if you do not ride after dark and you don't need lighting, leave the reflectors on the bike, because even that is helpful if a lot of vehicles have daytime running lights, and lights will bounce off of that, and anything to make motorists aware that you're there is in your best interests. So leave those things on your bike. If you are out after dark, get some lights. They can be very inexpensive. They don't have to be expensive. And a safety vest at the very least. There's lots of other little reflective things like this that you can add, but those are very critical for pieces of equipment for you to have, and required by law that you have lighting after dark. So the other thing I wanted to mention, since this is for Earth Day, is the environmental benefits of cycling and using cycling as a form of transportation. I'm a huge advocate of this. I feel passionately about cycling as a form of transportation. It has so many benefits. It has health benefits. It gives you exercise built into your day. It's good. Cycling is good cardiovascular exercise. It is good muscle building exercise. It is great stress relief at the end of a long day. I find I often, if I leave work and I'm had a tense day, by the time I get home, I'm much more pleasant person for my family to be around. I also think of a lot of good things. It clears my mind, and I come up with ideas for other things I'm working on in other areas of my life. And it's great exercise. It's great mental stress relief, and it's good physical exercise. Environmentally, it's one less car on the road. Obviously, bicycles do not use gas. They don't use antifreeze. There's no risk of dangerous chemicals leaking into our waterways or finding their way otherwise into the environment. So, just environmentally, using a bicycle when you can, even if it's only 1 day a week or 2 days a week, if you're able at all to work out your schedule to ride your bicycle to work, or this is my bicycle behind us here, and I keep a rack on my bicycle. I carry groceries home. I do take my my clothing and my lunch and my necessities for the day to work. This also has a dual duty of preventing water on rainy days from coming up on my backside on my way to work from the tire throwing that up. But a rack it's very handy. I use it all of the time. The other thing I did want to mention, and I'm going to digress a little, is I wanted to show this is a seat pack. Now, this is something, no matter how much riding you do or where you do it, you should have one of these. It's just basic repair tools. It's good for you to be able to change a flat. I have a little mini flashlight in here. I have a tube. I have a patch kit. I have various little multi-tool for cycling. So various assorted little things in here that will help you and your family when you're out riding have a good day. If somebody gets a flat tire and you're 5 miles from town on a trail, it's going to be a good idea for you to be able to change your flat tire. So this is a basic thing to have, along with a pump, so you can put air in your flat tire. So I digressed a little bit there, but those are things that also are some basic cycling supplies that you should have. So the environmental benefits of cycling, in lieu of having a car, the cost factor is also great. I don't have to put gas in it. I don't have to get it inspected. It takes minimal maintenance. Once a year, a tune-up, periodically a set of tires or cables or a chain, or just something minor that is compared to what it costs to fix a vehicle, transmission or brakes, or even inspection sometimes can be pretty costly. A bicycle has a lot of economic advantages as well. So I know that there is Bike to Work Day. I'd love to see more people out there biking to work. I do it myself all of the time. I've been at my job for over 31 years, and I've ridden my bicycle to work for over 31 years. Prior to that, I rode bicycle through college, and as a child of the 70s, we rode bicycle to school. You didn't want to be late, so if you were late, you wouldn't get a place on the bike rack for it to lock your bike. So those were some fun times and days when gas was really expensive and not everybody, families had one car and the kids were, had responsible for getting themselves to school. And we rode our bicycles to school and locked at the rack. Although now you're hard pressed to find a bike rack anywhere. But if more people get out there and start really riding their bikes and using their bikes as transportation, we'll start to see more accommodations being made. Here and there I see a bike lane going in. I'm not always sure that motorists know what to do with a bike lane because oftentimes they're driving in it. It is bike lane. Cyclists have the priority in a bike lane. There is a lengthy bike lane out through western area through Sinking Spring and Wernersville, out that direction. There's a lovely wide bike lane on a really at that point Penn Avenue is quite wide, and it's a flat area. If you live out there and you want to go from point A to point B out there, it's flat. You got that nice wide bike lane. It's easy peasy. So do take advantage of that if you're over there. Pennsylvania has so many great secondary roads. You don't have to take a busy road to get from point A to point B. If you have, a few miles to go to work or a couple miles to go to the store, consider it once in a while, breaking your bike out and using it for transportation. I'm hoping that this new, I don't want to say bicycling craze, but this new interest that people have in cycling carries through. Once we're through this crisis and life is returning to normal, I hope that means there's a new normal of more cycling in folks' lives. So I'd also like to say, before I'm done, I think I've covered every safety thing I can think of, that, consider the Berks County Bicycling Club. If you love cycling, if you're rediscovering cycling and you really are getting into it, we have a great group of people. We have about 200 members. Our organization has lots of rides of all different levels. You show up at a ride, you can find somebody to ride your bike with. And you can see new roads, discover new roads, and new places to ride. I'll give you our website. It is berksbicycle.com. It's very easy. And you can explore the website. We have the rides are there, the GPS files are there, the directions are there, the schedule of rides are there. A lot of folks will come out and join us for some rides, and you can try us out. If you have fun and you enjoy the company of our really friendly and nice members, you can consider joining. One of the perks of joining is that you will get a discount at all your bike shops. So if you need to buy any of this gear, lighting or seat packs or bicycle pump or a helmet, you can get a discount at any of our local bike shops. I know I have some favorites. We have several good local bike shops. So there's all that information on our website, which is berksbicycle.com. And some of the other, again, just to re-mention some of the other websites, if you're into trail riding, railstotrails.org. And for those of you who want to get out on the road but want to do it safely, visit the PennDOT site. So that was penndot.gov. And you have to click some other tabs, the traveling and then the bicycling. But you can always take the shortcut and ask Dr. Google. Just type in, bicycling in Berks County or bicycling in Pennsylvania traffic laws for bicycling, and those sites will come up. It's all very easy to find. So I want to thank the Earth Day folks for inviting us to participate in their virtual event. I hope you enjoyed this talk, and I hope it was informative. And if you have any questions, all of our bike club officers' emails are listed on our website, again, berksbicycle.com. And you are welcome to reach out and contact any of us with any additional questions. We're always happy to help, and we're happy to encourage folks to get into cycling. It's our passion, and we want to share that with as many people as possible. So thank you again. I hope everyone has a good Earth Day and gets to spend some time outdoors and enjoying what that's all about. So thanks again. Take care, everybody.